I love a sunburnt country, a land of sweeping plains, of rugged mountain ranges of drought and flooding plains. I love her far horizon. I love her jewelled sea, her terror and her beauty, the land for you and me. Tomorrow is the 115th anniversary of when Dorothy McKellar published that beautiful poem. And you can't write a poem like that unless you're in love with Australia. I mean, I could write the poem. It'd be something like, I love a brown country and a blue sea. But that just doesn't kind of cut it, does it? You can't write a poem like that unless somehow you're in love with Australia, unless it's seeped into the fabric of your bones. And you can't write it overnight. Maybe she did. But you take ages for it to come to fruition. This is Isaiah's song of our first reading today. He says, "Let me sing you a song of my friend's vineyard." And his friend is God. And he's saying to the people, God has given you so much. God built a vineyard for you. And he built a tower and a wine press. And he's given you every blessing. And he even got the best grapes, the Succoth grapes, which come from the western valleys of Jerusalem. And he planted these rich, ruby red grapes that have a flowering wine. And God says, I've given you so much. What more could I do for you? But all I've got is sour grapes. In fact, the Greek word says dirty, stinking, rotten grapes. That's all I've got. Dirty, stinking, rotten grapes from you lot. But God's not angry. Don't ever hear that in the Song of the Vineyard. It's God saying in encouragement, come on, I want to give you so much. Why don't you want it? What's wrong? What do I have to do? And Jesus, in today's gospel, sings almost the same song of the vineyard. And it's seeped into his bones, his love of this vineyard that God, his Father, has given to the people. And Jesus stands before the chief priests and the elders, and he said, listen to another parable. A vineyard owner, he built a tower and a press, and he sent his servants to collect the produce, and you stoned, killed, and thrashed them. Abraham, Moses, and Jacob, Elijah, Isaiah, and Elijah, and Jeremiah. And then he sent some more, the 12 major and the 12 minor prophets, and you killed them too. And then this vineyard owner sent his son. Jesus is talking about himself. This gospel is actually set the week before his crucifixion. And he's standing at the temple and he's saying, and I know you're going to kill him because all you want is the inheritance. What more does God have to do to give you everything? Paul writes to the church in Philippi. Remember, as he writes to the church in Philippi, the very first person in the Western world to receive the gospel was a woman called Lydia in the church of Philippi. And she gathered around her other women. And Paul writes this chapter 4 of Philippians, and he says to Evoda and Syntyche, stop fighting with each other, girls. What I want you to do is just give joy and thanksgiving for everything God has given for you. That's all you have to do. What's the fruit of the vineyard? It's joy. My friends, let me sing you the song of the vineyard that was given to new tenants. Who are the new tenants? You. And God has given these new tenants a wine press, the church, not just buildings, but He's given you each other in all your ministries. He's given you your wonderful ability to go out and proclaim the word. And He's built a tower for you. And the tower is the sacraments. He's given you the Eucharist to nourish you. He's given you confession to help you forgiveness of sins. He's given you unremitted grace upon grace to you. Is He getting good grapes, or is He getting dirty, stinking, rotten grapes? Not yet. But I'm challenging the church that let's sing the song of this vineyard together. Our love for the church, our love for her word and sacrament, our love for God's grace. So I've given you a challenge today. I'm going to ask everyone to do one thing this coming week. When you go to Coles or Woolies, as you get your groceries from the checkout chick or the checkout guy, I want you to say to them, God bless you. As you go to the coffee club and you get your flat white, I want you to say, God bless you. As you walk into the government offices and you get your fine that you paid off your fine for your speeding fine, just say, God bless you. I want you to, every person you ring or encounter, to say, God bless you. And it's not going to be easy because you're going to cop it. People don't want God in our marketplace. They don't want to hear it. And if we don't do it, if we don't sing the song of this vineyard, if we don't allow that to seep into our bones, then who will? It was given to another tenant. Do we need more tenants? Sing the song of the vineyard. God bless you. Amen.